I would like to call the meeting to order. The time is 6:01 PM and we are all present today. Can we rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now I'll pause for a moment of silence. And the Appearance Commission and Tree Board is charged with promoting, planning, advising, and encouraging the citizens of Graham to help beautify the community while also advising the planting, growth, and protection of trees and native plants within the city of Graham. We will now consider the minutes from the September 7th, 2022 meeting of the Appearance Commission. Commission, are there any corrections? If not, may I have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I make a motion that we accept the minutes as presented.
Thank you. Can I get a second? Vote all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Our first item of discussion is the Residential Appearance Award. In front of you all, we have the nominations for the Fall Residential Appearance Award, and we will narrow the list down to 3 or 4.
So I know from last time, we were looking to get a couple more applicants in, maybe a couple more from the resident applications or nominations in. From that time, it was posted online and nothing else was received. So just bringing back what was here from last time. And while I'm here, I know we met Miss Linda last week. She is one of our new board members as well as Miss Noel or Noel. So we would welcome them. They're now fully staffed up here on our board. Everybody, no vacancies. So that's always a good thing. I know I'm looking forward to it for quite some time. So here we are.
Bank Street.
It shouldn't, not that I'm aware of.
Appearance commission, right?
Correct.
Can you look it up? 'Cause I just checked it.
No, it does, because I checked it yesterday and it's
Text
7.
me.
You
You make the meetings notes.
What's that?
I'm sorry, I told the applicant it was the 17th. Because they came to get our signature on that stuff and I apologize, that's why I asked you. So I'm very sorry. But I thought I knew, and of course they thought I knew what I was. So I apologize. I was off the website. Thank you. Thank you. I mean, obviously, none of y'all looked at the website because you knew to come, right? Yeah.
Everybody showed up.
I know, that's great. The applicants did. I'm so sorry.
I see it on the calendar right here is the 3rd of
Yeah, so
October.
click on, where it goes down to the bottom where you look at the agenda
Mm,
and it says meeting date.
I'm just looking on the calendar.
I got it. and I put it right there.
Oh, yeah, I see. Yeah, I see where that is on there. I was looking on the front calendar right
Yeah, I
here.
don't
That
see it
has it
there.
right there.
I-
Yeah, I saw what you were talking about. You know, I have not tinkered with much of any, we have the folks, I know
Chapel
what
Hill.
you're talking about right here, 10.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, they asked me and that's what I told them.
Oh,
I
no, that's fine.
apologize.
No, ain't nothing to apologize
I feel
about.
bad.
No.
Why did they didn't show up?
No.
Hey, Tim. Who get your?
Is everybody ready? All right. You want to start from this end this time? You want to say your favorite three houses?
My favorite three houses are 420 Washington, and I ride by this house very often, and I've thought that they needed to be nominated. This one, 420 Washington, and then the 517 Banks and 622 McGee. Mhm. It's gorgeous.
mine
It
too.
is gorgeous.
All backyard too, like
Mhm.
they really took so much work over there.
Yes, the picture to me just doesn't do it
Does
justice.
not do it justice. It does not.
Or Judy, do you want to go?
I'll go. Okay, 522 Cornelia. 605 Ralph Graham. And 615 Ralph Graham.
I'm glad to see how pretty the.
Yeah, you can see them better on
Picture
phone.
does nothing.
Yeah.
It's always pretty. So I have 522 Cornelia and 420 Washington Street. I just did two this time.
At 517 Bank Street and the 420 Washington Street. For the Camellia.
You tell them what streets you like. Cornelia. Tell them,
The Camellia Street,
522 Cornelia.
wherever I had it.
Many papers.
Got my- oh, yeah, she's got my paper, thank you. 522 Camellia.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you, any others?
Yeah, I think that,
Top threes?
That's fine. Makes it easy.
But she said it's fine. She said it's
I
fine.
guess-
Okay, we're good.
Okay,
Sure.
it's okay to just do
Yeah.
two. I'm gonna do
Okay.
420 Washington and I'll do 517 Banks.
517 Banks and 420 Washington.
We have a winner. We have a
Say
clear
yours,
winner.
Ms. Sephora.
Yes, I said, 420 Washington and 517 Banks.
Well, I mean, those two right there in themselves are pretty much even. So between the 517 Banks and 420 Washington Street, I believe they all received the same amount of votes from each one of y'all. So
So choose between one of the two.
420 Washington.
yeah, and we have a deciding vote this time, so we're not split
All
down
right.
the middle. evenly, So if you had to pick between one or the other,
So, oh, I like that. Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna say the 517 Banks.
okay.
420 Washington.
Oh, wow. 420 Washington.
420 Washington.
420 Washington's fine.
Washington.
That settles it. Perfect. I know we had a hung jury last time on the other one, so. 420,
Right.
I know, 420 Washington Street, if y'all would like to make a motion and approve it as the Fall Residential Appearance Award, that'd be wonderful.
I make a motion that we approve 420 Washington as the fall appearance award.
I'll second that emotion. Emotion.
All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. I will now call on Cameron West to give an update on the business beautification grant, please.
Yes, ma'am. Let's see. So from the last time we met, of course, we had, we extended the business beautification grant application. So now we've received three and upon hearing, with the dates mixed up on the website, it seems that applicants themselves cannot be here. So I assume you all kind of talk on their behalf if you need it. So you have all of the information in front of you in regards to the projects that are being proposed for grant funding. You have the folks over at 101 East Hardin, the Miracle Metals people. They are looking to pour concrete and fix the pavement in their little area up over here. So that's one of the projects that they're looking to ask for funding for. And the other one is over at 142 North Main Street here in Graham. It's for Sandy's and Co. Looking to install projecting signage at 105 West Hardin Street, flat sign on the front facade of 142 North Main Street, and also install lighting. Let's see. And the next one is for 134 North Main Street, Ms. Wilkins on behalf of the main line, installing a new awning over there, painting the storefront, and installing new signage and lighting as well. As you can see, this is the front of their stores, the signage they're looking to install. And the lighting they're kind of proposing. So here's the allotments. I'll give y'all some time to kind of look through it. Matrices are in your agendas as well. So there are questions on here in regards to ranking. So you have 3 separate ones for the 3 different projects. And if you have any questions, I guess for the folks in the crowd, they can definitely answer them for you. You got any questions for me in the meantime?
I do have a question. These are the only 3 that were received?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the total amount is for the whole fiscal year?
Yes, ma'am.
And when does the fiscal year end?
Was it June? Starts back over July 1st. So it'd be the, how the process is, they have it until May the 1st of 2023 to finish the projects based on the funding. It's kind of like how it was last year. They have the whole rest of this year and until May 1st, I think, to finish the projects up and get their funding back. They can also get an extension to June 1st if they so need it.
Yeah, I do have one more question.
Yes.
And this is probably something I should know. So on some of the applications, it notates, let me find it real fast. It it said relish, relationship to property, and it notes property owner versus tenant business owner.
Yeah.
So like for the paving piece, like I know signage is easily, can be removed if someone were to leave. Hopefully that was not the case, but the paving, I guess I should look at that. Is there any time that you would get the property owner to sign off that it's okay to make like painting or things that are more permanent?
I believe there is a space on here and they have signed off on a couple of these.
Okay.
I think there's a couple on here where they have. I
Yeah,
thought-
so on Miracle Metals, on the
Yeah.
checklist for the complete application, it's like the 3rd one down.
Okay,
The owner's written and signed permission is attached,
perfect,
and then there's a signature on the bottom of the.
perfect. Thank you.
I think that would really look nice.
Yeah, and there's
They
their
will do.
signature of
Okay.
approval on the Miracle Metal ones at least. And all these are located in the downtown area as well. And so they do require certificate of appropriatenesses. I did send notice to the property owners and notify them that some of these were considered to be minor and some considered to be major approvals in that aspect, based on what was provided. So there are some aspects on the matrix in regards to, COA approval or not based on the ranking criteria. So just wanted to kind of throw that out there.
Why am I not seeing the signature page?
There's one on, so for the Miracle Metals right here is the approval, the
Mhm.
signature on the front piece. I don't know if it's on.
I mean,
any
for
of
the,
them.
yeah, for the owner. Because there's two of them that there says it would be attached and I'm not seeing it in the. Maybe I'm just overlooking it.
No, I don't,
I don't see it either for anybody else.
yeah, and I just kind of give to y'all what I'm provided as well. So, but I mean, property owners are here in the crowd. I mean, they could probably give you their verbal signature on that aspect, so. Yes, ma'am.
yeah.
The certificate of appropriateness doesn't really involve anything with the appearance commission though, so I left those out and put it in the COA files.
It's on the bottom of the grant application.
Okay.
Yeah, Bernadette found it.
Internet, but
Thank you. Good, yeah, yeah, it's on the bottom of that.
Grant approval for COA. To kind of put forward at least for that kind of thing. But one of the projected times.
Remember we gave them money.
And for the one for Davies and Co. Griffin's projected sign is on the edge of this building. I don't know what brand or type of thing. Could be over 50 feet, it could be within it, but it's too close to me to even know whether or not it's in farm. That's what a lot of the time. Yes, sir. I quoted it in the email. It's a weird order. I just don't know.
So they were supposed to tell us when it was-
I still think they can approve or deny and then it's.
Did they do the door thing with them?
And that's why I laid out. In order to receive the funding for like downtown projects, you have to have approved CFO. That's kind of the thing. I'm not getting approved.
I think the brick wall would block that.
They're doing a lot. And I don't see that much traffic. It does. You know?
It's terrible. Fortunate.
So he needs to check to see if it's within 50 feet on the neighboring buildings.
Yeah, I mean, wherever.
Is that the only reason?
You showed me like the projected sign where,
I thought we were supposed to have a mural.
where it's put on the building and the distance it is from the wall, and all the other dimensions that I talked about. About being on the structure where it's.
Little hidden alley thing, and it has,
Can't you approve
has
it?
the trash cans or the ACs around, so.
Can't
They
you
can come before the history.
start
Research.
approving
Took a picture of it.
like,
yesterday.
Okay.
The girls see how they did it. They did it. I'm very didn't come before. That's the little girl. Oh, yeah,
That's
those are
your
my kids.
baby.
I know. Someone that painted their baby. Isn't that pretty? Beautiful.
I did see that.
Okay, so that's what I'm telling him. I'm saying, like, you'll make, like, tell her that she has to put it within.
Are y'all ready? Are y'all filling out the matrix? here?
No.
Oh, I will.
I need clarification on the first.
Okay.
Of the application.
Bernadette,
Who asked the question? These are super-
But can we not make the change, for her now and say that it has to be 50 feet away?
Well, I wouldn't be able to approve the COA.
Why? That was her.
Yes, ma'am, I've been through before, so I thought you were here.
So he's saying on the side, it has to be 50 feet away from the adjacent building. So,
Are we being recorded?
yeah. So it may have to be, the projection from the side has to be no further. Yes, but you can't have
Huh?
I get it.
Great.
And like, even in the email that I sent over, like, there's just a lot of stuff that's kind of rolled over from what I actually kind of know. Of me not being able to prove the house because I don't have enough information.
Everyone sees it.
I can't prove it. I can't deny it.
Oh,
So, with me not being able to prove it or not, that's the end of the front of the store.
Okay, but, she's telling you she's not gonna put it within the 50 feet, is that the only reason for the,
No, ma'am, it's the same stuff that was happening before as well, where, again, tell,
okay, well,
I think even for the main line, say, it's gonna be placed.
so they need that.
Sewer had two, one for each store.
Sure sign projecting or is it flat?
flat?
Or is it flat, the main line.
But we approved it for them to get some.
Place it there, it's not.
Oh, really?
Now it's just 3D like one.
Posted on there, but then we're actually talking about projecting.
Probably reference did it. They did their stuff, didn't they? I thought, they had seen that. We gave them money, cause they came.
But it's the new.
The real estate office. Yeah, well,
And I hate this kind of internet. I sent it to you on Saturday.
Well,
Something that we kind of look forward to and all that. People for the next month. A big bad. They're not showing. The difference. And that, she wrote. I said, look, we just try to have it done.
I'm gonna let you find it. Girl, showing those legs.
He said,
I do. I got leggings on today.
I've waited.
Really out there.
Here's my, change stuff, and I told Pam, I said, you've been bored all day long back like it was. I said, but when we have to change it, we're gonna have to buy.
I know.
Still in concrete.
A neat pen.
Oh,
You click it again so it doesn't have to stay on. It's,
a plumbing.
yeah, a Chandler. Plumbing. Jeff
That's
Chandler.
cool.
Oh, Chandler Plumbing.
Too much money.
Is that who's doing your plumbing? That is nice. Click it again, that way you don't have to use the right. That is nice.
It's like if I can't make the black or white combination that we can approve it or not, then. Then if I look at the application,
Okay, replacement. Sign ordinance requirement 5% of the stock. What the stock, what the corporate.
So you put down that, thing, that's on the side of that thing.
The only thing that I like is the condition.
Well, maybe that one.
These are yours.
I'm spreading it.
So when they brought the application, you have to understand that when they're dealing with just business owners, they just own a business, they don't know all this stuff, right? So we try to go to a contractor, a sign contractor, to get them to give you an estimate, right? They don't wanna spend the time and money and everything to do like an engineered drawing and size your building and everything in order to do that. I'm just telling you, this is new. We've approved these things for years without having all that. So, you know, when they were asking, like, we were just gonna sign as a building owner that it's okay for them to put a sign on our building, which is fine, you know, of course, we have no problem. But then there's like all these questions that they have, and I'm trying to help them as much as I can.
And again, it's been available for 3 to 4 months. But it's, you know, I think the last, I got a call on Friday from the Dayline asking me questions. It's like, I told her exactly, this is what I need. And especially, this is thing with, talking about the color of what they're going to, okay, not even color, but there are specifics in the historic resource paint swatch that have to be noted. If it's not paint swatch, that can't prove it's not way. If you wanted to repaint it how it was, that's true, which is noted in there as well, and that's what I sent. Again, you know, kind of listing all this stuff out as well.
Okay. So, do you think, so if Amy was agreeable to just repaint it the same color, would you approve it tonight?
No, but then, have everything. That's why I also suggest that we want to get this stuff on the main. A good idea is to recommend that they pay for the application back. Because it's just not, and if you want, we can sit down tomorrow or whenever, sometime next week before the next deadline. I'll show you, it's actually really good stuff. If you all want to talk about it, well, I know it's easy, just as specific to me, but I don't know about what that's looking for.
Oh, too, because I have no idea, you know, I'm trying to get like different estimates, but without, like she said, having somebody stand there and engineer it and having to pay money to this one and that one to, you know, come up with, you know, like the actual dimension.
That's not normally just the college guys, and y'all say it's 5%, they're gonna make one. This situation, 5%, I think it's 5%.
Also, it's gonna be.
Within the guidelines, if you don't see that, but we would not be able to do that without knowing that in the first place. So that's why you don't see it, but it gives them the time to sign something to show that. Sign off on it, so it's on any inspector that achieves that 5%.
And that's the thing, is like, it's not just about signing off on the court right now, signing off on it, sealing the booth. I can't grant funds without sealing the booth for areas of the downtown. That's what it's about. They can make a decision, but they can't make a decision.
The only thing you can actually see the way, just the part of the.
So what about my front sign? Are you able to approve that one?
None of that, it's the same thing where I don't have the petitions for it either. I mean, the front side of the booth is not listed. I have the side of the sign.
So maybe that application should have square foot.
Yes, I mean, like none of this is asked for in the application.
All of the information that's required on the approved note, meeting, scale, goals.
That's still on to the,
That's what it says on the application. I That's all I can do. Not looking at this. I've parked on that multiple times. I'm not reaching into any other.
Okay.
I get it, you're just doing what the paper says, and I tell the rest, and I say. It's just a little bit, it's fine.
I'm more than happy to look at this thing on it.
But the only thing that can be a minor today would actually. Jillian won't get a parking lot done, so without breaking it. What's happened is all the traffic trailers come across there, and nobody's using it all the time, and they go, through there and had that. That's why I think it's important to.
I guess I'm still not understanding why COAs were approved in the past, as long as you said they have to be within 5% of the facade, and they have to, like, what does it matter to the appearance commission if it's a 2x6 or a 3x3, as long as it's within the parameters that you can put up on the building? I mean, that, to me, like, that's an inspection, not, if I was sitting on the appearance board, I wouldn't, I'm not trying to argue one way or the other, I'm just trying to, I don't understand what's changed, because the same application that was approved before, and I. No, no, but the person's changed, like,
I don't know off of what, if the project in, that they are reviewing for grant purposes. It is within the historic piece.
Your interpretation is wrong, but we're trying to say.
no, but not like,
Anything that I'm doing wrong, anything I'm never in here for 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
no, Cameron, it's not, it's just kidding.
Again, if my interpretation is wrong, it's still my interpretation.
I'm just messing with you.
So I know, my question is, so what is wrong with mine? Just, I don't have the right dimensions, or I don't, on the side of the building, do I have to go for like a measuring tape to see how far down I can go?
Well, I can't do that, but that's the thing, I need to see what it is on the paper, this is what's being placed here, this is the square footage of the sign, this is the dimension of the building, is it protruding off the building, yes or no, if it is, how far is it, they can't go more than a foot.
But-
Not being able to see all that on the plan is what is keeping me from.
So if you have those
Okay, we'll
answers
be-
tomorrow,
38 by 90.
can you just table it maybe for, I don't know, a week or something?
I mean, it's up to them, if you wanna make
Like
that,
if we have the answers tomorrow or the next couple of days,
what's that?
like if we have the answers tomorrow, is that too late?
Well, they'd have to wait until another week of time for them to be able to approve it.
So are we actually doing this today? Like, I'm kind of confused right
Yeah, I know. I've kind of left y'all a little
Okay.
bit in the dark. I
I'm over
apologize.
here.
Well, there was messages, I sent emails out to them earlier today in regards to, when it comes to you have to have COA approvals prior to you all receiving or being able to grant any funds,
But why do
there
we
are-
have it here right now?
is because I had to present you with something. The discussion was going to come up and that's why you just had it. And that was going to kind of explain the reasoning behind it. And it was something that came up at the last HRC meeting as well, is that they are not able to receive grant fundings for these projects within the historic district without an approved COA. I'm not able to approve some portions of these projects because they are not able to receive an approval from me at the moment. They'd have.
So
to
these would
either
be
get
like
it-
contingent.
What's
Like
that?
if we approved them today, it would be like contingent on a following COA.
No, it'd have to have COA approval before you can even
Right.
So
consider.
we're not doing this tonight.
So do
Is that
any-
what I'm understanding?
It's completely up to y'all. There are aspects of this that we can do tonight. If you would like to hold it off or table it and see if they can, if we get the updated information in and get the COAs approved, then we can look at it all and kind of go from there.
So do any of them have a COA?
Some of them have portions of their project COA approvals, but
But
not all of it. Yes,
There's
ma'am.
not a complete COA.
The only
for any
complete
of them.
COA is the Miracle Metals for their repaving of their area in the front.
So that one's good to go. That
Yes,
one's COA is good.
COA is good, but it's just one out of the three. So I don't know if you'd like to table it and wait for them to get the full aspect of it so you can kind of make decisions. I mean, how it comes out right now is the three projects all funded would come out to the 15,000 that's required. So I just need all the updated information to be able to approve the COA and put it in front of y'all as it's approved and then present the funding aspect of it.
So how much is our total? I'm sorry, I'm the newbie here.
Yes,
so-
ma'am. So each year, the Appearance Commission has this business beautification grant. The city council gives us $15,000 for these beautification projects for businesses here inside the city limits. And whenever the business falls within the historic resource district, they are set behind guidelines of certificates of appropriatenesses, which is an application. Basically, if they wanted to put a sign up, they have to get it approved here in the office. And if I can't approve it here in the office, it has to be approved by the HRC, which is the Historic Resource Commission. And in this case, I can't approve some of the aspects of their COAs. So it cannot be necessarily quote unquote considered for grant approval for that reasons, because they do not have an approved COA.
Okay, so another newbie question. We have 3 applications.
Yes,
that
ma'am.
has- So if we have 3 applications and the maximum award for each would be 5,000.
Correct.
So can we vote on one and table the other 2 until they get their COAs correct, or do we have to do all this at one time?
Yeah, I think it needs to be done at one time because it's
Yeah.
all one agenda item. It's not
Okay.
necessarily split into the 3 different ones. So, I mean, you could either table it with what's here right now and wait for the updated approvals. You could table it and open it back up or whatever you all would like to do. But I just wanted to, sorry for keeping you on the dark so long, but
Yeah.
I sent, there was response today from what was received over the weekend. And it was kind of a short turnaround, I guess, in that regard from the deadline to the meeting today, which is tough in general, but we didn't have any last time. So we were trying to accommodate for, the money to be used. And so we wanted to meet again this month. And so here we are back again. That's kind of where we're at now. So I'll put the ball back in your court if you have any more questions in regards to anything.
I don't feel that the metal companies should have to wait another month if they're good enough to go. And for us to decide, the concrete needs to be laid. It's getting colder. And it's not their fault that this stuff is not up to date.
Sure.
I mean, that's where I am on it.
And I agree with you on that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
so-
mural.
All of those were also a part of the facade grant applications, which the Historic Resource Commission is hearing tomorrow, in which all of those projects have been funded by the facade grant application. So you can't double dip for different projects. So you can't get approval for a facade grant and then go and get another $5,000 for the business beautification.
So you're saying that these other 2 here, which is Sandy's and, what's the other one?
The main line.
The main line. So they did not know that their application wasn't correct?
I just present to y'all what I received. I talked to the lady from the main line and I told her basically exactly what I needed in order to approve it, and that is what I received. And I noted that I need exact stuff in order to make a determination, and I don't know who else. I've told it to other people multiple times as well, that this is what is required in order to approve a COA. If I don't receive it, I can't deny a COA. The COA has to go in front of the Historic Resource Commission.
So our meetings are kind of dependent on the Historic Resource Commission.
Not necessarily the Historic Resource Commission, but the
the
approval of a COA,
COA.
whether that comes from me inside the office or whether it comes from the Historic Resource Commission. So yes, it is kind of contingent in part, because if I can't approve it based on what is presented, then it has to go in front of the Historic Resource Commission. So with the Historic Resource Commission meeting being tomorrow, I wouldn't be able to put anything on the agenda for the Historic Resource Commission meeting until the month of November.
Okay, so is there any reason that we need to wait another month before we have another meeting to deal with these 2 situations?
I was gonna
Oh.
say that if anyone wanted to speak their case right now, that's also cool too. if
For
anyone-
us to even come back, and make a vote? Is there any reason why we have to wait a whole month?
I guess the thing is, if you want them to present their case is kind of up to me because you're not a COA approving body either. That's more or less
Right.
better handled during the Historic
That's-
Resource Commission meeting.
I do have a question.
Yes,
So you just made a comment that tomorrow is the Historic Resource Commission meeting.
Correct.
For the facade grant. And I believe you alluded that all of those are going to be improved already. like,
Yes, ma'am.
So that's already a done business. There's not going to be any other grants coming forth that have already been submitted to us.
so no, these are new. The ones that Ms. Bernadette was talking about last month's meeting were, they didn't know if they were going to get the full funding for the facade grants. Ms. Sapora, who is the chair of the Historic Resource Commission, went to city council and got the rest of the money approved. So all the projects for the Historic Resource Commission facade grant could be funded. And so these are 3 new applications that just so happen to be within the Historic
That has
Resource
to be
District.
put on our
Agenda.
agenda and then be heard the following month, which would be November, unfortunately.
I'm not much agreeable with this stuff not to be together before we get it and, before we come in here together.
I'm very in the dark right
Handled much better.
He can only give us
It's a
what
lot
he
that
can-
goes back and forth. I mean, when you're having to deal with, different applications for a specific district that needs to get funding for a different board from the board that it originally needs to be approved from, it's just, I don't know.
This has never happened before.
Well, applicants all thought the date of your meeting was the 17th.
Right.
If there was any questions when he got the applications, which weren't due until last Friday, he could have, that would have given enough time for him to go back to the applicants and say, hey, I need this, this, this. You fill out your application, but I need additional information in order for me to approve the COA. And they could have had time to do that. They didn't have that time to do that because they didn't realize that the meeting was literally the Monday after the Friday that the applications were due. So it's, it is what it is. I mean, I hope that you'll just take that into consideration. It's not their fault really, and they will be glad to give Cameron whatever measurements he needs to get the COA approved. If maybe you could just give them a 1 week deferment and come back in a week. It would
Right.
be a simple thing for you to
That's fine.
hopefully approve these and
Right.
move on.
So my question is, can we not just table this and have a special meeting or another meeting on the 17th as the date is on the website?
Yeah.
And at that point in time, they'll have 2 weeks almost to,
Do they need 2 weeks? I'm just asking.
I think they only need 1 week.
Yeah,
it's
if-
on the
if we can do
website,
it-
it's the 17th.
Yeah, but we only
Yeah.
got 2 that they're gonna know to come.
Madam Chair, I think it'd be a wise if we can just say 7 days, so next Monday.
I think we should just stick with,
I won't be
That's
here
okay.
next Monday.
Next month.
And I won't be here. You can table it to next Monday, then, we
Next
have a
Monday, let me
forum,
check.
I think it's point of order. here.
Monday works for me.
17th.
Monday works for me.
Mhm.
Next
so
Monday
yeah, what
the
about the
10th.
website thing?
Okay.
It's listed different in 2 places. So on the calendar that gets updated reoccurring, it says it's on the 3rd. But on the agenda page, it says the 17th of
Mhm.
October.
Yep.
I mean, you can pick whichever day you want as long as it doesn't fall on a Tuesday, because a lot of those days are already allotted out for the first 3 Tuesdays of the month have other meetings going on.
The
Make a
10th, the
motion.
10th. So I make a motion that we would now hear these, continued until the 10th of this month,
And then they said they're gonna be the
And that
2
would be
that need
Monday.
the COAs.
a week Monday.
All right,
Will that be enough time, giving the owners enough time? So let's say a week from today. Make a motion that we continue these until the 10th of,
you want to table it? So you want to make a motion that we table it and call a special call meeting on the 10th of October?
I make a motion that we table it and call a special call meeting on the 10th of October, 2022
think-
Yes, ma'am.
at 6 PM.
I second that motion. It's an agenda item. It can't be broken out. We've already commented on that. Robert's rules.
I mean, if it's a
Yeah, you
a
have to
week
then
away as
refer
well,
to
I mean,
Robert's rules, and Robert's rules is gonna say we have to put them all back on at the same time.
I make a
Fortunately.
second.
1 week.
Second in your motion.
All in favor to wait until October 10th for another
Aye.
meeting?
Aye.
All opposed?
I won't be here the tenth,
Oh,
so. I'd rather do the 17th because that's what's on the website, but I'm fine. Yeah.
I can get it changed as well. I'll take it off there because
And
I
we
don't
only have
know.
3 applicants. Do we need, the chair, could you call the people and say the date has been changed? We can actually make a phone call as well.
Mhm.
Even though Sandy is here, we'll call her, make everybody the same call and advise them that the meeting has been changed to next week so we can expedite the process and help facilitate matters for the business owners.
Is
that okay?
is this all the businesses that we're gonna have?
Yeah,
Are we
and I
gonna have
think,
any more?
We're not
no,
taking-
outside of, any other discussion, I guess, that you all have, I don't know if, Mr. Tim, if you wanted to update them in regards to the tree stuff, the Tree City USA.
And the motion has.
Only thing I have is,
Motion
Tree City
carried.
USA, the application, has opened up, the portal's opened up, Tree City USA. And I'll be working on that over the next, 6 weeks to get all that turned in for the deadline.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Do you need anything from us for that?
I don't think so.
Thank you.
And what this happened? Tree City USA, we're 42 years in the Tree City USA. It's a recognition, throughout the whole country. And there's certain criteria that you have to meet, in order to be through the Arbor Day Society or Arbor Day, part of that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And we will now hear updates from city council.
Bonnie's out with us tonight, so I don't know if there's any other type of updates.
I don't have any. Bonnie didn't give me.
Yes, sir.
Dawn, go ahead.
So Jennifer Talley, this is Cheryl Rich. She's too scared to be here, so she asked me if I, because I said, well, if you want, because she was coming to me asking me for it, and I sent her on to Aaron. And then Aaron, I guess, sent her back here, and then I also had mentioned the Appearance Commission as well. She's just really nervous speaking, so she asked me if I would basically explain what she came to me and asked me about. So Cheryl owns Sandy's and Company. It's been there for 30+ years. I think 32 now, right? 32 years in downtown Graham. And I don't know if you've visited the front of her building, but she's decorated it all for fall, and it looks really, really nice. It has little, explain a little bit about what
Tree
all it
and
has.
Just painted, with fall decorations, and we have like the hay bales, pumpkins. It just looks very festive, I think. And what I came to Jennifer asking was, wouldn't it be great if we could decorate all of downtown, with mums, scarecrows, corn stalks, garland. Like I have some ideas in my head, but she said,
So when we went
Bring
to Gatlinburg, and we traveled to a lot of places, so like in San Antonio near Riverwalk, in Austin, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona does it as well. They have a little historic downtown area there right outside of the town. Gatlinburg, and I took some pictures so that you can kind of see, but basically this is kind of like what we're looking at wanting to do.
and it's something too that I think it would take us right into, right before Christmas, before we put up the Christmas decorations, the fall, when you pull up into downtown, I think it would give it that down home, town country feeling. Right, with like the because it's all lit up down here. Once we have, the corn stalks and all the fun, festival looking. I just thought it would look really nice.
Have you spoken with any other business owners? Are they on board or?
I
you
have
just-
I think like the reason why the cities do it is that it's like more of a uniform type thing. I don't think the businesses would, and it's also, would have to be like located kind of like strategically, I guess, on the corners, which would be the sidewalk, because the businesses don't technically own the street. And
That's true.
obviously, the decorations, you'd have to take in consideration that you're not blocking the sidewalks, but we have really like most of Main Street's 22 feet out. So you've got plenty of places to, to strategically put that. But I think it's like, if you go to a person's house and they have, it's fall, y'all, on a little sign, and it has like decoration, it's very welcoming, right? It's like, hey, come here, stop here, look at this. I think it's,
Bring visitors.
brings visitors. It makes people want to stop and just kind of walk the area because it looks so nice. But it would be more of like a universal look to it, I think.
I think if the individual businesses did it, it
Be kind of, yeah. Everybody would have their own idea of what it kind of looks like. But you see in Gatlinburg, it's kind of and in all the other places, you could tell it was all the same decorations, throughout. So it looked like there was a master plan kind of
Uniform.
yeah.
And that would look good right there on that Welcome to Graham
Mhm.
across from the big church,
Mm-hmm.
right there on Hardin Street.
and like I said, it would take us right up until Christmas. It's not just Halloween. It will take you right up
Right.
until
Mhm.
December when they,
Nice.
Yep.
I love it.
which
I love
makes money.
it. Well, now, I liked it up until then, that part.
And somebody can do it.
Yeah,
So,
we could definitely.
we just, I guess, wanted to hear like your feedback and, I think, maybe if there was like a coordinated effort by the Appearance Commission, this year, if you didn't have any money left over for facade grants, if you do, great, but if you don't, then we could certainly try to go to some of the businesses, maybe 4 or 5 businesses downtown, and see if we could raise the money. But I think it needs to be like done by a group that is got a uniform kind of design. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so that it
Mhm.
looks very purposeful, not just kind of haphazard,
Erratic, yeah.
Just good at, decorating.
because I feel like the businesses' feelings would be like, hey, would you give $100 to, help buy some downtown decorations to decorate for fall? I think they'd be like, yeah, if I don't have to do it, here's a, I think we could get the businesses to do it if the Appearance Commission doesn't have any money for that. But that's what I would like to just hear what your thoughts were on that. And from kind of getting excited about, sure, I want to do that. We have new pavement, obviously, in the downtown. So I'd like to also like hear your possible recommendation to staff or the city council about cleaning the sidewalks, like pressure cleaning the sidewalks. And like maybe possibly staining them. And, I know that some stuff is really cracked up and stuff, but like I was shocked at how well, like even concrete that's cracked and like maybe doesn't look matched or whatever, because you see old concrete with new concrete when different utilities over the years have gotten put in and stuff. That when you stain it, all one color, it really like you have to get up on it to see that there's cracks. It looks so nice. And I think it could really look nice. I'm not trying to put any more work on our city staff to do it, but maybe we could hire a third-party contractor to come in and pressure wash all the sidewalks and restain them so that it would look really nice, since we're going to have the new crosswalks being put in and all of that, and make the downtown look really nice.
Good idea, Jennifer. And they make something called solar paint. And they're used for cities like that. You can put it on the sidewalks and it keeps it from getting hot. Heat, how it builds up with cars and stuff.
Mhm.
It's something to look into, and it lasts like forever.
So who would be doing the decorating? Would it be city, like Parks and Rec, or like city, or who would be actually going out?
I mean, I think that if we had an amount of money, I think maybe if there were some members from the Appearance Commission that would get up with maybe some business owners that were interested in doing that with Cheryl. I mean, she's great at if you've ever seen her windows, but they're amazing. And they do a really good job, and I feel comfortable, that they could, 3 or 4 people could put something together. When they were designing the Sesquicentennial Park, that's what we did. We had people from the Historic Commission, also with people from the Tree Board, that kind of all like met out there together and then like kind of collaborated and came up with one. Yeah.
Okay.
And then just go out and buy the stuff and get it put up, in the downtown. I don't know if you saw my windows from the previous Christmases, but I paid someone to do all those windows and it was the best money spent. I mean, my goodness, write a check. And they go and do it and did a fantastic job, and people really like that. They appreciate those kind of, that level of detail, I think, that you bring in because the soda shop is beautiful at Christmas. They have the wreaths and they're all lit up in the windows. Everyone coming around the court square kind of sees that. It gives people that very welcoming, like, hey, stop and take some time to visit. And we literally see visitors every day from all different states on their license tags and stuff that stopped, that just feel like they've discovered this wonderful little town that we have. So beautiful.
So I have one question, and then I would like to make a motion or ask another question. I think I have 2 questions. Okay. So the first question about the concrete staining and refurbishing. Now that money would come from,
I mean, what I'm proposing is to hear what the Appearance Commission thinks about it. I'm just one member. I have no more power on the council than anybody else, but I feel like that's something that's really kind of your, in
what I
your-
was gonna ask also, so if we were to approve it, because what I would first want to see is the uniform plan, of course, everything coming together, a sketch of how it would look downtown. And similar to these pictures, because I definitely love every bit of that. It's gorgeous. And your window, I've seen it and it's gorgeous. Love it. Then what we could do also, I guess we could go before the council and ask them for the money for the budget, once you get your budget up and know exactly what it is you want to spend. So I would say that, I would definitely welcome the opportunity to be able to, approve you guys, getting information back to us so we can get it in motion, and hopefully get it done within the next, I don't know, because you're doing your signs and everything else, but what's your time frame, the start date, if you could
I mean,
go ahead?
as soon as we could, I'm thinking we could come up with like a planogram,
Mhm.
and just try to get like visual
Yeah.
on how, we could collaborate and come up with.
So if you like, Madam Chair, we could put that on as another item when we meet on the 10th. If you could
Okay.
come up with it by then,
Mhm.
we could also put it back on the agenda for the 10th, and then we would resolve it then, and then we give us a dollar amount, and we could go before the council, ask for that money, and hopefully,
Is anyone opposed so far? Does
anyone have
everyone on board?
I think it's a great idea.
so that's the motion I would make, is that we put that on our calendar for the 10th. And that, we get that planogram in
She was
place.
so nervous to
Yes.
come. She was so nervous. I told her, I said, they're just people
I
like
have a
you
question.
Yeah,
that want to make Graham look beautiful.
we don't bite.
I have a question.
Okay, thank
We
you.
love it. yeah.
I have a question before. Last meeting was my first meeting. And I had asked a lot of questions about, because I don't know, and it was asking questions about getting the downtown nice and just trying to get the store. There was 15 different reasons why not. So what's happened in 3 weeks?
Wait a minute,
That
I'm
you
sorry.
can and you can't. I mean, you couldn't do this because of something or another. You could do. I mean, I'm all for it, don't get me wrong. But I don't, this is something that, I don't understand your rules or your rhyme.
Mine
As to
specifically?
why.
Well, I think one of the main reasons, as we've been kind of discussing here, is why we couldn't really do it is the Appearance Commission doesn't necessarily have a budget, a money line for something in
But you
particular.
have money now, you're willing to go to the board, you're willing to do this and that. So what happened between? It's the same story. I mean, same thing. I'm all for the beauty of it. I mean, truly,
What
and
was
that's
brought
what
up
when
before, I don't know.
so there was no money, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that, just trying, you couldn't ask all the businesses to help because of this rule. You couldn't do this for that, you couldn't get, I mean, there was a reason for everything. I mean, and I'm all for it truly because I love to decorate and pretty things, and that's
Mhm.
what, and you need that one block from the courthouse up or anywhere. The sooner the better, and as far as you can go, I'm all
And
for it.
we'd actually
But we
like,
need to get
like to
money.
include this building as well,
I
because
mean,
this is
yeah,
a central
hard.
place that people come and
Yeah.
we
What
think
does-
outdoors, it would be nice to have something, just like at your front,
Yeah.
at your house, you have
We'll
a.
start with this year,
well,
have this project, and then go for, but the thing of it is, well, there was
I
a
wasn't
reason
here.
for no money.
I
mean,
wasn't
so-
here.
I was gonna say, I think that's the biggest thing. I don't know if you're
But you
alluding
never
that I
got
said
money.
and kind of struck everything down, but
But,
No,
but you did. Not just-
You're
that's
asking about
fine.
like the nominations to like
In other
vote
words,
on
how
like a
to get
business?
money, there was no money to do it. So, but, and I had ideas as to maybe get a group to do this or the group to do that or donate, whatever, but everything, there was no one here had a way to get money. But
Well, we
now
still don't
all
have
of a
money.
sudden, the
Again-
sky's
Well,
open.
hopefully
I don't
tonight,
know. I'm
hopefully
just,
tonight we'll resolve that issue, and that was just a suggestion of mine, and hopefully the board will agree with that. We still haven't really voted on it yet, so I don't know.
I'm all
Who's
for
all
it. I mean,
for
don't
it?
get me wrong. I
Yeah.
want it last time, I want anytime.
And maybe
to make
we're,
it look pretty,
and maybe
But we
become,
need to be consistent on how you get me.
well, I think if you're saying you asked a question about funding, we didn't have any resources at the time, so now we're just coming up with ideas. That's why we said, how would this be funded? Who's gonna be responsible? And maybe we can go to the council. So that's a suggestion that I've
Well, that's
made. We
fine.
haven't really.
Well, Miss Khan, I can just tell you, don't take no for an answer.
I'm here, honey, and I got a voice and I'm sorry, I'm not
Been
quiet.
here a long time and,
Yeah, but we need to,
they said the same thing about the banners downtown.
yeah,
and
you
Said
got-
the same thing about the Christmas lights
but
downtown.
it needs to be.
And we've been able to make sure that we, cut through the bureaucracy and just get things done. And, I don't know if you know this, but, they were saying the Christmas lights were gonna be replaced and the business association didn't have the money. The cost of the lights had gone up substantially over the years. And, I want to say they were like 80-some thousand, I think. And of course, the business association didn't have the money to do that, but we went and did a fundraiser and we raised 40-some thousand. 58.
58, yeah, it was 58.
Okay, sorry, 58, we raised
Mhm.
20-some. So, but the first price we got, they came down on the price, right? Because it was 80-some thousand. Yeah, 80-some thousand. And the business association said, we can't do that this year. So then they were going to try to do cheap. And I was like, we're not doing cheap. Okay, so, I just say that as an example to say that, yes, sometimes people will say, we don't see how we can get the money, but the business association and the businesses downtown have always rallied around an idea. And same thing with the banners. I think the banners, the business association was willing to put up 50% of the money if the appearance commission gave 50% of the money for the new banners that were put up all downtown, and they used the grant funding for that. And,
So we can't have fundraisers or something.
oh,
I mean, I
I'm
know the
sure that,
coun- that's
I'm
what
sure the
saying, so
businesses
that
would,
was-
would love to be able to do that, but I think, you guys are the appearance commission, and I think your mantra is to make Graham look good and don't give up on
I
great
think so.
ideas that you have to improve the downtown or improve Graham in general across. I love the appearance awards. I think that really encourages people to,
In the time crunch too, like.
yeah.
If we were to raise funds, it would take time to raise the funds. And, every week is getting away from us.
But once you get it started this year and have a plan to go forward in every year so that you can do more. You don't have to
Absolutely.
do the whole
Build on that, right?
year, but just build so that
That's
you
a good
can
idea.
hear down
Good
from the
point.
highway, people coming in or just whatever comes up.
And I think that in the past, you guys have we've always had the window decorating contest, and there was usually 3 or 4 people on this commission that basically went door to door of the downtown businesses and said, will you consider decorating your storefront windows? We're going to have a contest. And really like, these are the dates that we want you to have in it, which is earlier than, like literally like right before Thanksgiving. And I know some people have some things, but time gets away from us, right? So right around Thanksgiving, they need to be trying to put up the decorations for Christmas so that people can enjoy it and stuff. But I think going door to door and making that little bit of effort, on behalf of your committee, I think it really makes a big difference. And it seems like the citizens really appreciate coming downtown and seeing everything lit up, the beautiful Christmas lights that are the nice Christmas lights, not something on the cheap, Gosh, we went to another city. I'm not gonna say who they are, but they put up all LED lights and it looked like purple rain over there. It looked like all the LED like it all turned purple. It was so pitiful. I felt so bad. I was like, they've probably spent a lot of money putting this up with good things in mind, right? But it really looked horrible. I mean, it just absolutely looked terrible. So I appreciate what this committee does and thank you very much.
Thank you.
In regards to the application, like she can tell you, like, we need to try to make it as simple for people as possible. And let I think the sign companies and the city inspectors like deal with the technical stuff. That's just my feeling on it. But I think you don't get applications in because bureaucracy makes it so complicated that a business owner looks at that and goes, I don't know how to fill that out, or I don't know how to.
I came to you because
She
I spent 7 hours Friday, literally.
trying to submit it and it's still not right. Yeah, I understand.
That was what I was saying up here. We don't need to know the measurements and stuff. That's not for us to.
And again, y'all aren't the board that hears and, looks at the measurements. Y'all just base it upon this is approved and this is not. So yeah, you don't look at it in that sense, but there is people that do, whether or not it's me or the Historic Resource
It has to
Commission. I
be
know it's easy.
included, yeah.
Yeah, I think what he's doing is, I don't not support what Cameron's trying to do. I just think that our goal here, like we can't lose sight of the goal, and the goal is to try to get people to rehab their buildings, to make improvements, to do these things. It's just like, Cam Moracle, he's gonna repave all that parking lot area, which is gonna be a huge improvement to that corner,
Yeah.
which is very visible,
Good,
right?
yeah.
But he's also going to be doing sale, if this gets approved through the Historic Commission, but awnings out there for a seating area and have like a area there where people can sit outside with tables and chairs and there's like 3 or 4 different landscaping areas. So he's trying to put some greenery back into that corner that is going to be new concrete, but putting up one of the gas station islands with the lamps on it that's going to light up that whole corner. And you see how the Esso station sign that's there that is all lit up there. And I mean, we see people getting pictures made with the Esso sign because it's like something it's like a piece of art. It's part of our historical charm of the downtown. So I just say that a little bit of concrete goes a long ways, right? So you're getting him to do the concrete, but he's going to do all these other like tens of thousands of dollars, other improvements because it gets you excited. It's just like Cheryl come to me and saying, hey, can we decorate the downtown? I'm like, yeah, sure. How do we do that? And trying to help her do that. And then like, can we do the sidewalks? I was on the phone today talking about lighting, how can we improve our lighting downtown? So it gets people excited and then people want to like, oh, did you see what such and such did with his building? Now look at this. I did a building in Gibsonville. It was the worst building on the street. I mean, it literally had carpet on the walls. It was awful. It was like the worst. And so everybody else feels like, oh, their building looks pretty good compared to that thing. And when we redid it, the next building, then the next building, then the next building, everybody trying to keep up with the
Mhm.
Joneses, right? So it really kind of gives this catalyst to people wanting to fix up and make those improvements. So we appreciate you guys trying to be that catalyst.
Thank you.
I had one question about like the last year that we did this. Is there a way to get like updates on like if things actually happened or not with like things that we grant?
Yeah, for sure. Where it's at right now is I believe every single one that you funded last year has put the money in and done all the projects. I have an Excel sheet of it, but I can't access of it right now, but I think all of it's green and everything's done. So I mean, if you want to, I can go out there and take pictures. They sent me before and after. I just haven't included anything, but I can present it next month.
Thank you.
Next meeting if you'd like. So be more than happy to.
Are there any non-agenda items we would like to discuss tonight? Everybody good?
I think the only thing was adding in there.
Did we make a motion?
No, ma'am, that's not.
Yeah.
It's just something we'll put on the next agenda.
Just put on, okay?
May I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned at 7:12 PM.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who made the
Back
motion?
on the
See
tent.
y'all real soon.
Burn that